All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope y'all enjoyed the topic that I had already that we just left from. Give me a minute. We'll start things off with the instrumental. All right, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm hoping here we'll get. I know I've got all of my usuals. I think they're pretty much busy today. So we'll see if we get anyone who's come through to get on the panel and have a discussion about this. But yes, Kick Clouds, that is the perfect spot to hear the separation anxiety. It is comical. You always hear it there. And yes, Chick, it did need to be addressed. So that's why I want to do the stream. um, but yes, hello. Thank y'all for coming out. Kid Class, glad you subscribed, and I hope think this will be content that you'll enjoy. Like I said, I like to provide the logical. I like to point out the logical and the pragmatic aspects that the stories in the Bible and the text within here they contain to show how we can actually move as men, how we're supposed to actually move, and to apply them to our everyday lives. Like older guy once said, application I mean knowledge without application ain't worth a damn. So I want to provide the knowledge there that way you can actually apply it. Now I can't apply it for you, but you can apply it yourself. So this is what this is all about, and hopefully I think you will, but enjoy the content, kid. uh, yeah, yeah, as always somebody will wear this nuts. But yes, moving forward, on this separation anxiety thing, you'll see it all the time, especially over there where kids talking about um, they people just don't want to separate, and I'm really talking about mostly the guys because the males are what's supposed to set the tone for the culture. Um, Here we go. Good afternoon, Dr. McCoy. How you doing today, sir?
Oh, doing pretty good. Good afternoon to you too, Mister Lord of Waco Mundo.
Yes, yes, Lord of Wakamundo, the Lord of Las Noches. Uh, yes, they always do it, and they keep coming back to the table, kit, to try and negotiate their own surrender. It's quite entertaining. A lot of case studies to be made over there. And yes, they do prefer BS over progress. Check. uh, Sigma, how you doing this afternoon, sir?
Oh, good, good. I just realized on last night's episode of the War Room, my music that I had playing right after the intro actually did not get recorded. So it was like a huge pause of
Yeah.
no like silence and everything. So I was like, man, I forgot to add it to the stream. So
Yeah.
that's why when I saw your comment later, I was like, what do you mean no sound? And then I went and listened to the replay. It's like, oh yeah, during that whole period, no music. So we'll get it fixed next time.
It's
But
all right.
yeah.
It's all right. But yeah, I was like, man, I wonder if he knows. And
Like seriously, me and Logic's finest, like we were both hearing the music, and so from our side, it's like okay,
right,
we hear something, but I guess the audience for some reason, it didn't transfer over to you guys. So it's like
right,
okay,
right.
we'll fix it next time.
Yeah, it happens. I have to go back and into the stream and make sure I hear it overlapping and overplaying whenever I do it. Because I know if I don't click that audio share on here, sometimes I've forgotten it. It won't come up at all. But yeah, that happens with those technical difficulties.
Yeah, but yeah, I got a chance to listen to your opening topic on the other stream, and I tell you, everything you said is just spot on. The separation anxiety and color folks and all, just like I was talking with my co-host last night behind the scenes. It's just like when you have a group of people who persist in being stuck in dysfunction, even when you have just a 1% that wants to just venture out and do something differently, that gives them separation anxiety, all because you want to do something differently.
Yes, you saying that, it just automatically makes me think of Full Metal Jacket with the drill sergeant when he says, "You wanna be different."
Ah,
Oh man, yes, yes, check. This topic of separation anxiety stems from the legendary fear of success and what comes along with success. And the two things that comes along with that success that they fear are the work that they have to put in, and two, the people and the lifestyle that they have to cut off. Uh, would you agree with that pretty much, Sigma Jones, sir?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
To be, like I said, it kind of stems from my stream from last night, where we were talking about, as far as people collectively being productive versus people who wants to be monolithic, and no matter what, you always have to think along the same lines as them. And with color folks, it's amusing when they try to look at everything from the perspective of black and white. There's no gray area, there's no in between. If you do this, you either black, or if you do that, you're either white. And so, like Check just pointed out, for color folks, it's just fear of success and the things that come along with success, that you have to cut off things that are failures. And for a lot of color folks, failure is part of their DNA.
Do I hear this eugenics talk coming along, my eugenics brother?
Oh, I gotta slip it in every once in a
Yeah.
while.
Hey, yeah. It definitely does seem to be in the DNA, and without a doubt, it is definitely a part of the idealism of the lack of culture. I can't call it culture, so I'll call it a lack of culture.
Yeah. You know, I would have to say the stream that Ike did when he talked about the two foxes and the
Ooh,
differences between them, that stream, hands off to Ike, it was spot on,
it was.
because he really broke it down as far as, you know, Jake is the realist, and he understands that not everything goes as planned. So you got to be able to do what's best for you, even in the eyes of others. It may seem wrong. But then you have the other fox, forgot his name already,
James. James wasn't a
James.
fox. I don't know what he was, but James was all messed up.
James was the one that's like, yeah, he's going to get himself into trouble because he believes in idealism. He believes that everything should be done this way or that way, despite the fact that that's not how the real world works. And when Ike broke that down, it's like, you know what? This is what color folks are. They are literally the James type, because they believe. I'm going to just put it like this. I know we talk about conspiracy theorists, and they talk about how white folks are all conspiracies and whatnot. Let me tell you something. If there's a group of people who are more superstitious, and especially believe in a whole bunch of supernatural stuff, color folks take the cake.
Yes.
Hands down.
Yeah. Ah, it's comical. It is very comical. And it's all a bunch of, and all the superstitious stuff and weird stuff. It's all meaningless stuff. It's trivial things like throwing salt over your shoulder for stepping on this and doing all that. Don't sleep my feet and all that crap. I mean, it's trivial, superstitious stuff.
Yeah, but if you listen to color folks, they literally take it to heart. Like it's one thing, you know, I met some white people who, yes, they're definitely, you know, missing a few screws and whatnot, and so they're the ones that will go down into superstitions and paranormal stuff. But you even got black folks who these are supposedly some of the educated,
Mm,
some of the well-to-do,
mm,
and even they are caught up in a lot of supernaturals, paranormal conspiracies, you name it.
mm.
And sometimes I have to think to myself, like, did God really put a curse on color folks?
Man, no. Color folks just color folks just dumb for the most part. They want to they want to. Here's the thing. With color folks, it makes me think of one of Eisen's legendary quotes, and that's the simple fact of when he was speaking with Ichigo, and
Mm-hmm.
when he said that this world wasn't based in truths or lies, it's all about hard facts. And that people only seem to think that the facts that benefit them are the only truths.
Mm-hmm.
They know no other way to live. But for the countless majority who make up most of the world, the facts that act against them are the only truths that they know. Um, so what I see here is with these two polar opposites of facts, one will use them to excuse all type of fuckery because they have power, and the other will use it to stay in a perpetual state of victimhood, so they don't so they don't have to actually put work towards its success, is what Chet was stating in his statement earlier.
Absolutely. And to bring this more back home, I've yet to hear a white person, an Asian person, any other race that says something along the lines of just because it's fact doesn't mean it's true.
Yes. Oh, it's great. Man, hey, man, I gotta get a t-shirt made with "I can't make this shit up" on it. Cause it's the stuff that goes down here that I mean it's so ludicrous, it's so preposterous that it's true.
I mean, I never forget when I heard that statement and I had to catch myself like, wait, what? Just because it's fact doesn't mean it's true? Like, am I in another dimension or something?
Man, what that means is it's facts, but you just threw my feelings in the trash.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know, it goes back to my other stream, my other one that I did a couple weeks ago, into the garden about males. Males are the only ones that are biologically able to overcome their what's the word I'm looking for? Their not survival, but primal instincts to actually create law, order, and structure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's males who understand that they had to come together in the wild to survive,
Mm-hmm.
which is a part of a primal natural survival instinct. It was the only way that they could come together to be able to fight off the wild. They had to come together to do so. But I find it interesting whenever you create societies, meaning large groups of people, what ends up happening is survival, law, and order, these things that men come together to create, they nerf thoughts and they nerf the need to protect those things, all for feelings of a bitch. I don't know.
Yep. Yep.
It's just surpasses my understanding. Sigma.
Honestly, the thinking of a lot of these individuals, I kind of have to just let them believe what they want to believe, because at the end of the day, that's their reality. That's just like you have somebody who asked the question, how do we know if the first humans actually came from a man and a woman? Even though there's numerous empirical data to prove otherwise, but hey, that person believes in a reality that the female is the mother of all living beings. That somehow, before there was Mary, mother of Jesus, there was this female who was somehow walking the earth, and she decided to become asexual and produce all of these humans, and eventually it got to the point to where, hey, why not just procreate with each other? And they somehow converted from asexual to sexual. But hey, that's somebody's reality. That's what they believe in, and it, unfortunately, like I said before, it's very common amongst color folks
Yes.
to have that type of mentality. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong.
There's
Other
others.
race, yes, other races of people have their superstitions as well, but I've never seen a case where a society have allowed their religion and allowed their superstitions to override progressions as badly as color folks.
Hey, and I want to and I want to clarify that their religion,
Oh yeah, yeah, they're religious.
meaning the religion that they skew, because they can't really even understand anything that they're actually reading.
Oh no, oh no, they have to rely on someone to help interpret that meaning for them. And that's the sad part about it. If you can't interpret it for yourself and you have to rely on someone else to interpret it for you, that's why it's called population control.
Yes. Yes. And a lot of these people that are interpreting for them, they can't really interpret it either. The
Mm-mm.
ones that can, those are the real dangerous ones. Like you, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. This is me. Your Joe Osteens, your TD Jakes, your Creflo
Mm-hmm.
Dollars.
Mm-hmm.
These people know how to really dissect and understand this content in there, but they won't do it because they know the type of power, clout, and money that it affords them when they don't do it. They're basically seen as gods to these people.
Yeah, yeah. They are deities in human flesh.
Yes.
You know, only one step closer to God. And it's unfortunate that people are such sheeps to where they base their whole identity off of a self interpretation of religion. And so, uh, definitely when it comes down to separation anxiety, that's another big example. When you're asking these individuals to separate reality from their faith or belief, they can't do it, because a lot of what they interpret in life is only based off of what mama and them told them through
Yes.
religion.
Yes. And mama them don't even know. Mama them don't even know how to read it. They don't understand it all. When clearly right here, what I read from the text earlier, man, hey, look. Good old JC going gonna wash his hands of them too.
You're right.
And that's why, I've never come at zero whenever he said the genie in the sky term,
Oh
because of
yeah.
the simple fact he's talking about these people, and that's exactly how they use their God. And like he's a genie in the sky.
And it's crazy because when I heard that term from Zero, like I said, I was caught off a little bit. I was like, huh, genie in the sky? But then the more and more I thought about it, you know, I had a chance to rewatch Aladdin with my girl last weekend, and we watched, the older version, the animated version, not the new
Right.
version with Will Smith. And I was listening to how the genie was telling Aladdin that, there's only three rules that I can't do. Number one, I can't kill anybody. Number two, I can't make anybody fall in love with someone else. And then three, I can't bring anybody back from the dead. Anything outside of those three, your wish. And when I thought about that, it's like, aha, this is what Zero's talking about. Because now, excuse me, just based off of that concept, you have group of individuals, or we could be more specific, color folks, who they have this sole belief that if you just pray about it, if you just send up your prayers up into the sky, despite the fact that, there's some things, especially when the scripture says faith without works is dead, but that's the subject for another time. But if you just somehow send up those prayers up into the sky, eventually it's going to come back down with blessings. And it's like, this is what they mean by the genie up in the sky.
And to Curl's comment, and peace to you, Curls. There's a reason why women aren't to read the Bible, but color folks can't read and understand it for the life of them. And here's the thing: these these hopium dealers, that people call preachers, that's what they rely on. That's what they rely on. The fact that women ain't to read the Bible, and they don't do it. So that's the weapon right there. That's how they use them.
Mm-hmm.
And but the color folks can't read and understand it for the life of them. This is just what I have to say. 99.9% of color folks, they just don't have the sense that God gave a mustard seed. And you know how much sense that God gave a mustard seed? None. But the mustard seed seems like it still got more sense. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, if I recall, scripture says it would be easier for a camel to walk through the eye of a needle than
Yes.
for a rich man to walk into heaven. I would take it a step further and say, based on the competency of color folks, I think even a rich man stands a better chance of getting to heaven than a lot of
Than the
these
average color
individuals.
folks. Oh man. True. Oh man.
It,
Uh,
it, it's something, dude. It really is something because, like you was talking about today, separation anxiety. Color folks will never be able to progress as a collective group if they still use emotions, and specifically religion and politics, to govern their life. Every other societies and cultures have figured it out. And yes, I get that the American black folks, because they've been genetically altered, i.e., they were bred for field work and not for intelligence, it's going to take them a while to really understand how society works. But again, they can only do so when they stop relying on religion and politics to govern themselves. But it's hard to do that because when you take away both of those aspects from them, you're essentially taking away their meaning of life. Because everything that they were told from mama them, from grandmama them, every other female in society that told them you have to do this and you have to do that, all that goes away when you tell them you can't use religion and politics.
And you know what? Let me go ahead and simplify it. Their religion essentially is that the colored woman is goddess. You know, she's mother. That is their religion. So everything centers around her. She is the sun. She's the sun of that solar system.
Hey, we had a male feminist who clearly asked the question, how do we know that the human race came from both a man and a woman? This is from a male feminist. So,
and I was going to say, not only that, you know what? This individual has them 3 letters, but as I've had some white friends of mine say that work at a college, they said, "Oh yeah, people with PhDs, a lot of them are stupid as shit." But go on, Sigma.
You know what? That's why I just stayed with my bachelor's degree in mathematics because, hey, numbers don't lie. So, to me, numbers and logic goes hand in hand. But at the same time, going back to what the male feminist was talking about and others that think like him, when you have been indoctrinated, and that's the term I'm looking for, when you have been indoctrinated to put females or women in general on a pedestal, then I think it's obvious for everybody, logic is not in your forte. So for you to really question, how do we know if humans came from both a man and a woman, when clearly that's how human history has been conducted, especially if you take it to the fact that humans are mammalians and all mammalians have sex with the opposite sex in order to procreate. How can one even say that, well, we only came from a woman? But again, the key thing is this: when you have been indoctrinated that this woman is God, no matter what she do, no matter what she says, she is always in the right. Well, you get color, folks. Yeah. And I'll leave it there.
Hey, and all I just want to say on that, you know, and really, how generous has your God been to you? And checking for you, it is this simple. Think of how psychology corrupted for philosophy when merging religion with politics.
Yes.
And this is what I want to point out too. Religion merged with politics because of all of it. Even in the Bible, it just states that humans are inherently corrupt. So all of these religious figureheads, they merged with politics for one reason: they wanted power. They wanted to control everything. So whenever you had anyone who spoke out against it, they sought to get rid of Sigma.
And speaking of that, speaking of taking power, this is what gets me. And this is one of the biggest issues I have with all of the manosphere. How can anyone possibly try to negotiate for power when you don't have power and your enemy has all the power? How does that work?
Only thing you're doing is negotiating your surrender, which you can't even do that.
I mean, that's the thing that always confused me when I talk about when I hear somebody do talk about, yeah, we need to bring these women back to the table to negotiate, and I'm like, for what? You have nothing to negotiate with. You have nothing to give for leverage, and don't give me this whole, well, women control sex and men control relationships. Um, you That's still not leverage, okay? Especially when you in a system that literally rips you out of relationships and marriages. Again, what do you have to negotiate?
Hey, and here's the thing on that segment. They actually have one thing to negotiate. They have a trump card, but they won't do it. And just to show you why they won't do it, they always say that the women they that which that they do decide to market on it in a sense, but women decide to market on sex because of the simple fact they aren't willing to play their trump card and pull their attention away because they scared they're gonna hurt our feelings.
Mm-hmm.
They
Right
won't play
there.
it, and women gonna play the trump card every single time. They ruthless. And you
Yeah.
got dudes on here teaching other dudes not to be ruthless with females. Oh,
Like,
it's comical.
I wish Zero was here too, because he pointed out when you have females that will come on these panels and say, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, what you gonna do about it? And all you hear is crickets. It's like, man.
Oh no, I got one worse than that. When they tell them leave us alone, and you hear and niggas are like, no.
Yes.
That's the icing on the cake right there.
Oh, you are so correct, sir. When you have women who are telling you, look, the only way, the only way we're going to take you seriously is if you leave us alone. And your answer is, no, we can't do that.
So that right there goes to a saying that my pops used to say. When you find yourself a fool, you leave him a fool. And that's what they been doing. They say, y'all want to be a fool? Well, we gonna play y'all then.
I just be, it's like, bro, I mean, you talk about cutting your balls off and just handing it over when the person in power is telling you the only way we can take you seriously is if you leave us alone, and your answer is, we can't do that? I mean, forget the white flag. Just, just turn on your belly, cut your balls off, and just hand it over because you're done.
Hey, just go ahead and bow down to your God.
I mean, to me, that's probably the epitome of separation anxiety. The mere fact that you have a counterpart who really doesn't want anything to do with you, and she has made it clear from the get-go that she can do bad all by herself. But yet you, the supposed father of nations, the supposed, all human beings come from the melanated skin and everything, you can't separate yourself from your so-called female counterpart?
Yes, I've had that discussion before, and I know I've had someone put in the chat with me, well, what's the solution? I said the women just said it, leave them alone. Well, most of us, we can't. Well, a lot of us can't do that. So you know what I replied? I said, okay then, go ahead and submit to it then. Just go ahead and
Yep.
submit.
Yep.
Quit crying about it. Save your tears, save all your whining. Go ahead and bow down to it.
Yep. To me, at this point in stage, if you if you're saying that you can't simply walk away from this detrimental society, let alone this detrimental group of people, then yeah, your only other option is to submit. Because you're not going to be able to negotiate power with them. They're not going to sit up here and I mean, think about this. And I'm glad you made a stream talking about the horse and the king. What king in his right mind is going to give all of his power to an animal that clearly don't know what to do with it?
Yes.
I mean, hey, I'm just keeping it real. What king is going to give all of his power to an animal that from the jump has no clue what to do with that power? And sad to say, a lot of these Negroes, I'm sorry, that's why, you know, when I hear this talk about reparations and everything, it's like, okay, color folks, if the United States decided as of today that they're going to give a portion of, say, $1 billion to all descendants of slaves and let y'all have these reparations,
Watch this.
I'll tell you right now, 90, and this is being generous, 90% of that money would be back in the hands of their so-called suppressors within a week.
Hey, watch this. Watch this. I got one better for you. Because doggone it, Goldman and Sachs is already going to donate $1 billion to 1 million colored women for improvement of the community. That's what they put. Now watch this. Now, for all of you who can't see where it's going, what that means is, I'm gonna put it to you in layman's terms. We moving you niggas out of the city. we gonna make this whole little place over here for this $10,000 loan for y'all to live over here. That way we can tear down the shit that you fucked up, build something new. We gonna make a whole bunch of money back off of it. Y'all can stay over there. And we gonna keep y'all out of the city, except for when y'all got some money to come buy some shit.
And check this out, to add more to that, check this out. So when you have Goldman and Sachs saying, we're going to put $1 billion into black women. Yes. No, not black men. Black women. Colored women. I said
colored women.
Yeah, colored women. We're going to put all of this money into colored women. You know what that really says? And the Negroes, the colored men still don't get this. They're saying, you colored men, you don't have no clue on how to deal with your so-called woman. So we trust her more so to lead you by the nose to the point to where, essentially, back to the king and the horse scenario, we're making her the king, not the queen, the king.
Even though she's the horse.
Yeah. Yeah. And you colored men, y'all gonna do whatever this king tells you because you don't have the nuts to walk away. And especially when this king has money, you know doggone that you're gonna go wherever this king goes with that money. Essentially, that's what Goldman and Sachs is saying.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Black girls, they told colored men, they're clearly not your women. They're a separate group from you. Yes. Mm-hmm. And not only are they clearly not your women, they're a separate group from you. they're the bane, and they're the catalyst for the destruction of your whole society.
Yep. And then when you seeing this all happening in front of you, you know this is going on. You know this is detrimental, but yet you're still going to walk in the fire. Why? Because you don't want to be alone.
Yes, 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 yes.
You got the colored woman. She's more than willing to be alone. She don't need you. But you are so starstruck. You can't fathom the fact that, you know what? Maybe I can actually manage without her. Maybe I can actually build a society without her. Oh no, 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 no. That's cognitive dissonance. You simply cannot pull yourself from that reality. Wherever she goes, you gotta follow. If she walks into the fire, you're gonna ask her, how hot is it? If if she's being about to be shot up by Ambram takes and everything, you're gonna ask her, how big are the shells? Because you're gonna go right through with her. That's colored men right there.
And oh man, it's great. Uh, and yes, check. Yes, the so-called color folks so deep in the hole that honestly trying to inform them about anything productive is simply wasting precious time. Yes, it is, and it's wasting energy in your lungs too. Um, and sure, thank you too for saying this. It amazes me that we still have fools still talking that come to the table and we can work it out nonsense. And the funny thing is that she says that she is the table.
Oh yeah.
so,
Oh yeah.
so, so you niggas are coming to her. It's not the other way around.
Again, good sir, it's like being a fly on the wall. You go to some of these panels that have these so-called gender discussions, and it is plain and obvious the women hold all of the cards. They essentially saying, what are you going to do about it? Like you said, we're the table. You talking about coming to the negotiating table? You don't have any power. We have all the power. So essentially, we're the ones bringing the table. Is what they're saying. And it's like you still got these buffoons talking about we still gotta try to make it work. We still gotta try to negotiate.
Yeah. Oh, and to the point that to the comment seeking my creator made, that $1 billion, man, who gonna boycott that shit?
Mm-hmm.
You know the women aren't finna boycott that shit. Hell, they had a list of niggas saying they wanted a so-called colored woman as the vice president, who her dad even said she really ain't no colored woman.
Mm-hmm. and we know for a fact that these colored men are not going to boycott, because if you boycott these companies, you're essentially boycotting colored women. They're not going to do that. So,
and the other reason the companies aren't going to boycott them is because colored women spend out the ass. Mm-hmm. Colored women spend colored men's money like a mother, because they already know these niggas are jumping through hoops to try and win her, when the simple fact is that the only thing you have to bargain with, because you ain't willing to leave her alone, is your soul.
Which, by the way, I think they making plans of being able to extract souls out of the colored man.
Dang! So they literally finna be Shang Tsung up in here now.
Yeah. You talking about Shinigami from Bleach, boy? We about to see some real Shinigamis at work.
Oh man! Ah, this is too hilarious. Golly, you got to be kidding me. So
I
yeah, seeking my creator. Yeah, no, but no way they's gonna boycott these bunk beds. Shout out to MOT for these bras. There was no way that shit was gonna be boycotted. No way. No, no. They already know. Goldman and Sachs stands to make that back double off rebuilding, off of rebuilding that new property after they tear it down.
mm-hmm.
And once they move them out, they build up skyrise condos and shopping malls. Man, the property value gonna shoot through the roof. So they'll make all of that money back, plus probably I would say at least double, maybe triple.
It's something you bring up too. So sometimes I listen in on my realtor will send like properties as far as what's going on in the market and everything, and I'll be looking at some of the HOAs um, for some of these properties and whatnot. And I never forget, I was showing one of these properties over with one of these colored men from a former church, and he was like, "Man, why do they raise these prices of HOAs as far as the homes and everything? They really trying to keep us out." And I'm thinking to myself, well, duh. They don't want you color folks trying to, junglify their properties and everything. That's why HOA was invented. If you can afford it, that means you're above the rest of the Black America.
and not only that, the other thing of it too is they know you niggas will go in debt trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, when you look at clothing brands that are, originally white first, and then black people start buying it, the price on this shit doubles and goes through the roof once black people start doing it, because they know they're gonna spend money to floss that shit.
Mm-hmm.
they got color folks figured out to the T, and they just won't separate from it.
and it also goes back to, this is why if you're a black business owner, I'm just going to be upfront. If you want your business to do good, don't sell to color folks, unless it has something to do with that black woman. Then you could probably sell to her.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, my bad. Continue.
No, I was going to say, because when you look at the fact that, like you said, white people know that black folks are going to buy their products just to be lavish, just to show out. They're not buying those products, so to speak, they want to be different, or, they want to be more civilized. No, they want to buy all this lavish things just to prove that they're the richest out of the garbage dump.
Yeah. I'm the best piece. I'm the best smelling piece of trash at the toxic waste dump. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man. Oh.
Exactly. So they know that, what, white folks, they're not gonna go out of business and everything, because you color folks can't live without white people products. Even if a black person was to come by and make a product that is, even slightly better than a white person's product, that white person will still outsell them, especially the color folks.
Yes. Because I mean, if you have a black business, you can't do business with black folks because they automatically expect you to give it to them. Whatever the product you're trying to sell, because you black, you supposed to give it to them. You can't. No price you said is gonna be good enough.
Yep. And check it for you. He said it best in the chat. He says white people are well aware of the
Yes.
different calibers of black folks. Exactly.
Yes, they
And,
are.
it goes back to what I said about HOA and gentrification. They know that, the black people who can afford to be in those neighborhoods are most likely the ones who are not caught up in the dysfunctions of black America.
Right. and not only calibers of color folks as far as uh, economic resources, but also of mindset and character practices in their everyday life too.
Yep.
They're well aware of all of that crap too. They watch how you move and everything you do. Believe that. I mean, you don't have to trust me. Go see for yourself if you can.
Isaac, check this out. Check this out. So, white folks know all about color folks, know all about how they act, how they believe, what gets them triggered and everything.
Yeah.
They know all about this. But somehow, some way, white folks are the children of the black gods. Make that make sense.
Yeah, it's funny. And Snuggles, I like you guys' concept. You ought to just let it all burn, let them get what they deserve. Oh, I would say they'll be getting what they earn because no one really deserves anything. You get what you've earned. You seem to have the concept of nihilist, which I do not blame you all for. It is only logical. Well, I do have Eisen as my profile picture, so and I do seem to find myself more and more kind of in line with his thought. Not on everything, but on enough things. And for anyone that has not seen Bleach, Urahara Kisuke was a nihilist too. It's just that they were on the opposite sides of the same coin, pretty much as far as nihilism.
Yeah, I think I need to start using what's his name avatar Itachi because they pretty much share the same sentiments with Aizen too. So, I mean, my thing is this, and I can't wait till Soul does a stream about anime philosophies. To me, one of the best philosophies I've ever heard from any anime was from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it's the law of equivalent exchange. And that law says whatever you receive in life, you have to give something of equal value in its place. Now, it sounds simple, but I don't think many people understand just how factual it is. So, like Eisen, like you said, how there's no such thing as people getting what they deserve. They get what they earn. This is why with color folks, I'm just like, look, all of this advancement in the world, all of the technologies that's going on into place. I mean, my goodness, you have technology now to where, and I hate really bringing up this subject, but it has to be talked about. When you have other races of women who actually respect you as a man, but you are so afraid of venturing outside of the black box, and you are so afraid of having nuts between your legs, that anyone who goes outside of that paradigm, you can't be black.
Hey Sigma, I can't do that because I have to respect my women here.
Well, no. You have to respect your queens.
Yes,
you have to.
Oh my goodness. Welcome. We got MOT on the panel. Salute.
What's going on, MOT?
Man? What's wrong, man? With the last statement that you made before the one that you just obviously made, you can't give things equally when there is an environment that is based off of cannibalism.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yes. Oh, 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 that's too good.
They wouldn't be known as cannibals if they equally gave the same amount of flesh to which they was going to consume. And that is why this type of society don't work. And I'm glad the Black Manosphere is mainstreaming, by the way, because the only thing it's going to do is grow SYSBM numbers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
That's all it's going to do because SYSBM is what's next. Like you being the next guy who's out here pandering to dumb niggas and acting like you good at this specific product is going to become non-viable. Non-viable. I mean, the people who are in on the ground floor, of course, they're going to make a lot of money because that's what this shit's about anyway. But everybody else who comes in after that, you're going to look stupid being beside this cultured individual.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
MOT. Eisen earlier brought this up that I think it's the epitome of what's going on as far as in the manosphere. With this so-called woman, their women, because it's definitely not our women, but the so-called woman is essentially telling you, leave us alone. And your answer is, we can't do that. I think that needs to be mainstream. We need to let that be exposed for the whole world to see.
And and oh, it's funny. And on the note that I gotta stop here for a minute. On the note that you made MOT about cannibalism. Here soon I will be getting together. I think you're going to like this, Sigma. I will be starting my Black Widows of the Bible series. I think this needs to be pointed out. I think this needs to be examined. So I don't know if I'll be doing it once every month or once every 2 months, but I'll be doing that, and we'll be going through the text and examining these Black Widows that were in there to show because Zero brought up some, well, I guess things led to it being brought up. He made a point that the niggas always want to talk about women ain't like the old Israelite women. Shit, you niggas couldn't handle these bras either. These bras were vicious as shit. Motherfucking kings sent their own kingdoms to ruins over that wop they had. So I think that this needs to be explored, and I will be doing that sometime here soon. Sigma Jones.
No, these dudes are just flat out. And back then, you could put hands on motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they still did it.
Yes.
I'm dying back here.
Yeah. And not only could you put hands on, you had them. They had several other women, concubines, wives, and it was still.
Yeah.
These
They
old
still risk imminent death. They
Yes.
didn't care.
Yeah.
They brought punishment to the entire family, and they still did it.
Yes.
But you got some of these colored men that talk about, man,
Colored
I want to have me a Hebrew Israelite wife.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. MOT. I've come to the point where I say, you got three classes of so-called black folks. The first class, Noah's class, niggas. They just destroy everything. The
termites.
Second, yeah. I mean, yeah. Termites are better than niggas. They're more like a virus.
Okay, flesh-eating virus. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
The second one is colored folks, and they want to move everything along, but they also want to include the niggas, the flesh-eating virus, in moving everything forward. And then lastly, you have black men who, because women automatically go in color to lower. You just can't, you can't expect that more. Like we just pointed out, these
They
women
go for
risk imminent
control.
death. Right,
No, they go
right.
for control, and it's so easy. Like, listen. Once you got ones out of tens having multiple kids in an environment, you got to abandon ship. Got to.
But MOT, they just told everybody in the space that they can't just walk away.
Yeah, yeah. So meanwhile, they're just playing poker with the cards up. That's what they're doing. They're playing poker with the cards up, and they wonder why they're losing every single hand.
Yeah. They showing their hand. They showing their hand.
They're showing their hands, but they're trying like, man, how do they know my every move?
Check raising and calling and trying to bluff and all this shit. I'm like, your cards are up. I mean, it don't make sense if your cards are up.
Yeah. Hey, and I've got an even better one too. These color folks too. I mean, you'll have the guys that it's more like they playing spades with the women. She done already showed the little joker, but they too scared to play the big joker because it's gonna hurt her damn feelings. So they fuck up a whole slew of books they could have had just because of that one. They won't play that one card.
Yeah, Snuggles asked the question: how do other cultures of black women behave, or how do they act towards their man? If you don't mind me asking. Well, actually, cultured women who are actually cultured to respect men, no matter what race they are, they act like they actually want to be part of the team to which they're on. Now, these group of people act like they are the team without anybody being on the team with them, and everybody else is just the think of it like a school where you have obvious professors that are tenured, and then you have adjunct faculty that don't get any type of respect. So in this institution, they want to hire a bunch of adjunct faculty rather than tenured professors who know what they're doing.
Hey, I got one better for you, man. Tomorrow, being we are talking about color folks and niggas. Here's a better analogy. It's basically like when Kyrie Irving said about whenever they hired Steve Nash as the coach for the Brooklyn Nets. I really don't need a coach, but everything gonna go all right.
Oh boy, it's amazing because, like you pointed out, I look at it the fact of when you're playing Uno, and you get that card where you can change the color and force the next person next to you to draw 4, but you don't play that card because you're trying to impress that person of your mad skill sets, and you still end up losing the game. Not only losing it, but you lose to her.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. It's funny. Ah, yeah.
This is why you can't put on your own straitjacket. It has to be zipped up by somebody else and unzipped by somebody else too.
You know what, MOT? Sad to say, but some of these niggas will try to zip up their own straitjacket.
Correct. And then it's no longer called a straitjacket. It's called just a jacket.
Hey, but that shit look fly though, MOT.
Yeah, I mean, but see, they want to be the niggas in the hospital gown, the hospital gown niggas. They are, man. Oh no, I got clothing on. Technically, you do.
But that backside is pretty exposed.
Hey, big deal, man.
Hey, you know what? Hey, that's perfect for niggas, color folks, because color folks love showing their ass.
Yes. Oh. It is the perfect outfit. A Louis Vuitton hospital gown.
I mean, color folks love showing their ass. Stream Team memes is motivational player speech by Platinum Elite remix. That shit is the perfect example of color folks showing their ass.
Yeah, man. Liquor store niggas are now in the fucking manosphere. They are no longer hanging out in front of liquor stores, hollering at every fucking woman that show that comes by and think that they're good at shit. Now they in the manosphere now.
Yes. They're so right. The
niggas who hung out at the park playing basketball and shit all fucking day. Yeah, now they're in the manosphere now.
Yeah, because YouTube is the biggest stage for them to show their ass. That's the spotlight right there, right now. It's what's hot. It's what's popping. You got Shira Samuels. They in with World Star Hip Hop now because of that shit. So all these color folks, they trying to do that and get a World Star Hip Hop beat. So
yeah, unreal, crazy.
Yeah. But like I said, these color folks, they ain't got the sense that God gave them mustard seed, so I don't really expect much out of them.
Nah, not these dudes. They got it, man. It's theirs, man. It's theirs, man. They don't understand what mainstream the manosphere. They don't understand what it means.
Yeah.
It means that if you still claim to be good at something that you've been trashing the entire time, it goes to ask the question, why haven't you left this thing alone yet? And when are you going to leave it alone?
Well, the colored men have pretty much given their answer. They can't leave it alone. Despite the king telling the horse, we don't need you.
Yeah.
You look at the cart, and it is the man pulling the cart, and the lady is beside the horse, whipping the man while the man pulls the cart. Like that's what you see when you're looking at this shit.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes.
and he's not pulling one cart. He has a multiple row of carts.
Caravan.
Yeah, caravan of carts. And then while you sitting on the sidelines like, hey, how's it going? He's getting mad at you because you're not helping him pull that caravan.
It's totally hilarious because yes, they done stripped the king of a crown, all of his garments, and the bride and the horse got it on.
Yeah.
And telling him mush.
Who was it? Caligula that appointed one of his animals to the Senate. Like that's what it's like.
Oh, that's funny, man.
But checking for you, these people are willing to be exploited because it's easy. It doesn't require any thought. It doesn't require any work. It requires an internet connection and the ability to look like a damn fool and act like you know what the fuck's going on.
And we all know that color folks are willing to look like a damn fool. So, really.
Because it's entertainment, so you're not supposed to be taking it seriously anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So you come to a place for progress to entertain, right?
Right.
You hell bent on opening that liquor store and connected to the front of the fucking, the Alcoholics Anonymous. So they have to walk through an entire liquor store to get to Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh,
man.
Yeah. It's pretty much like that, like that community post Zero had when he had Bloodborne up there, and you had all of the levels, It's pretty much nightmare mode, which he had last the most hardest, which I call nigga mode, where you know what you gonna run through the game with the basic level of shit, and you ain't even gonna use any of the XP upgrades that you done got. You just gonna do it all. You gonna run through the whole game on basic shit, no level upgrades, and win this shit. That's the way to do it.
You're not gonna assign them points into nothing.
Yeah,
Like you're just gonna
exactly.
leave those 99 points just sitting on the side. Like we don't need that shit.
Yeah.
And you only have one life form left, but you know what? We're gonna make it through all 99 levels.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why
Doing it all while dressed in a burlap sack.
Correct. Because it's all for entertainment. We're not serious.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, man, this shit is so nuts. I mean, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. But
You have a ton of time on your hand where you have to figure out shit to do so that way you ain't got to make progress. So the only thing you have to do is tie yourself to an evergreen level of fucking bullshit, and you will always justify how this shit works. It doesn't even matter. There's always another dude breaking up with a girl. You notice how everybody kind of disappeared for like a week after like Bill Gates got his divorce, and now you got these wild ass animals back out here chewing on the carpets again. Wasn't even a fucking week later, and they back on the same game shit.
Hey, and it's fun, and the pathetic thing is too. During that time while it was going on, some folks, it was like they was actually applauding this shit, like like they happy this man going through this shit,
They're like, see, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna come down the pipe. And it's like, no dub, Negro.
Yeah, man. So now Bill Gates is about to start time traveling, and yeah, it's gonna be our fault.
Yeah. But I don't have a whole lot of time. We're gonna get ready to end things, but I want to keep y'all around because I do have some things I need to discuss with y'all for a moment before we
All right.
before I get rid of y'all. But any last thoughts, man of tomorrow?
None. Like, get with decent people and leave all this other stuff alone. Everybody here for the eyeballs, clicks, hearts. It's okay for them to sell out, and if you criticize them, you're a hater.
Yeah. Sigma, don't be a nigga Jones. What you got for us?
Hey, you took the words right out of my mouth. Don't be a nigga. At the end of the day, that's the whole summary of this conversation. Don't be a nigga.
All right. But I want to thank y'all for coming out. Don't forget to hit that like button. I will be getting together to do this Black Widows of the Bible deal. I gotta get some I gotta contact String Team Means to give me a whole wallpaper and theme set up for it. That way we can have some fun with this. But I want to thank y'all for all my new subs. Thank y'all for coming through and supporting the stream. Oh, hold on, Yuri. Give me a minute, Yuri. I got you. All right, Yuri, I just sent it. But Yuri's gonna come in for a minute, then we're gonna get out of here. But I'm gonna get together with Stream Team and gonna come up with a thumbnails, some pics for this thumbnail pictures for this series that we're gonna be doing here called the Black Widows of the Bible, and I'm pretty sure we'll have fun with this as well as learn too. So
Yeah, absolutely.
and I know you're ready for that one, Sigma.
Well, I think it's time that we kind of put this whole myth to rest in regards of, well, hey, the women of the past and everything wasn't acting like this. It's like, you dumb Negro. If you believe that Bible, then from the very jump, the first female was a problem for everybody.
Yes.
But somehow, it's funny how colored men just have short-term memory loss.
Even with nobody around, doomed society.
Yeah.
With nobody around, it's like an unpulled fucking grenade, all of a sudden exploding. How did that happen?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It just goes to show that it's been going on since the dawn of time. They've always been like that. They'll always be like that. If you got a broad willing to risk life and limb to pull some fuckery, knowing damn well it's gonna be life or death. I mean, life or death consequences for it, and they still willing to do it. Yeah. They've always been that way. I mean, come on. But yeah, according to these niggas, not them old Hebrew Israelite women. Yeah.
And even then, we can't leave them alone. We just can't.
Yeah. What's good, Ori?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. What you got for
What's
us,
good?
brother? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can y'all hear?
Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of went out for a minute.
I got you. What's good, MOT?
What's going on, man?
Not too much. Just had my Sundays are usually free, so just wanted to say what up to y'all. What's good, Sig?
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much. But yeah, go ahead, Eyes. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, all right, guys. We gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming out. Like I said, stay tuned to that Black Widows of the Bible stream and the content. We'll get that together and we'll have some more content for educational purposes for you to show that, hey, they were no different. It's just they didn't have the freedom that they got now. But peace to you all and hit that like button. Thanks. Later.